What's up, guys? It's Renard back here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be making an early Royal Rumble predictions video. Now in today's video I'm just going to be going over who I think the surprises are going to be, who I think the first, last, and lucky numbers, I would say, are going to be, and I'm going to be going over who I think is going to be the final four, and the way I think the final four is going to turn into the winner. And I'm just going to go down the list, and also most eliminations and longest time. I'm going to do each Royal Rumble. First, we are going to start off with the Women's Royal Rumble. I think the first entrant is going to be Naomi. I feel like next week, since Naomi is getting an opportunity at the SmackDown, well, a champion contenders match, which I really don't like those matches because they're kind of stupid. Because you got to beat the champion to get an opportunity, but then you know you're not going to beat the champion the second time. Like, it's just stupid. I wish they would just stick it to number one contenders matches. But the only time they changed that rules was for Becky. But keeping it with the Royal Rumble, I think that Naomi will enter number one, and next week when Charlotte and her face off one more time, I think Naomi is going to get cheated out of the win, and then Sonya says, since you lost your opportunity for a second time, now you're going to go into the Rumble at number one. Now, number two is always a surprise entry, I feel like. It's always either a legend or an NXT person, but I know this year they said they don't want to use a lot of NXT people for the Women's Rumble. So I think number two is going to be the returning Lacey Evans. I know Lacey Evans was pregnant, but she did have her baby. I don't know when she is going to be able to return, but I think she would be a perfect person to return at the Rumble, and I think she wants to return at the Rumble. She's been teasing it these past couple weeks. But I would love to see Lacey and what she's going to bring back. The return entries, I know we already had a lot of return entries for the woman. But I think Melina is going to return in the Rumble. I think Cameron's going to return in the Rumble. I think Paige. I think a lot of people say every year Paige is going to return, but I have a good feeling about this Rumble that I think Paige might be in this Rumble. I just think she usually, I feel like sometimes she just says, oh no, I'm not returning, but this year she didn't say she wasn't returning. So that's just a little dream entrant in my mind. Victoria, I know Victoria returned in the Rumble last year, but I mean, she was a legend in the Rumble last year, but she didn't get to a crowd, and that is a big fan favorite that fans want to see back. So I would love to see her get her moment in front of the crowd. And then I think they're only going to do one NXT person, just to fill a spot. And I feel like this person would kind of be like Rhea Ripley and move up after the Royal Rumble. It is Raquel Gonzalez. I feel like Raquel has done what she has needed to do in NXT. And there's not really much left for Raquel to do in NXT. So I think a perfect way to move her up would be in the Rumble, just like they did with Rhea. So now we move on to the statistics, I feel like. So I think the most eliminations is always a legend, or it's always somebody that's like, I would say like a muscular kind of woman. I would say a bigger woman. But I think the most eliminations will go to Raquel Gonzalez, and I think she will have 6 eliminations. The longest time in the Royal Rumble will be Naomi with 58 minutes. This is just predictions. And now we move on to the Final Four. So I think the Final Four will be Naomi, Charlotte Flair, Paige, and Alexa Bliss. Now that Final Four I feel like would be a good Final Four, even though none of them have, well, besides Naomi and Flair right now, none of them have rivalries against each other. But also, Alexa Bliss has a rivalry with Charlotte Flair before she left, because Charlotte was the one that destroyed Lily. And then Paige, I think she's going in later in the Rumble just to have it as a surprise. I don't think she's going to number 30. I have her right now at number 29. So I think obviously she's going to last that long. Because that's just a couple more spots. But I think since all these women have a vendetta against Charlotte, sorry guys, including Paige, I think that they'll all work together to eliminate Alexa. I know that shocked you guys there. It even shocked me because I don't know why I was saying that. But I think they'll all work together to eliminate Alexa because Alexa is still, as of right now, her Fiend kind of character, her Alexa's Playground and Lily and all that. She's still kind of that character, so why wouldn't they work together to eliminate her? I mean, it would be the obvious choice. And then the final three is Naomi, Flair, and Paige. And I think that Charlotte Flair will just eliminate Paige. I don't think, obviously the fans would boo because, I mean, Paige's a return match and they don't like Charlotte. But I just think Paige isn't going to win this Rumble on her first match back. And I just think to get more heat for Flair would be to eliminate Paige. Now we move on to our final two. It's Naomi and Charlotte Flair. And I think that Naomi is going to win this year's Royal Rumble match. So I think she will eliminate Charlotte Flair and then pick Charlotte Flair for WrestleMania. Similar to how Drew eliminated Brock and then picked Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. So that's my predictions for the Women's Royal Rumble. Here's my predictions for the Men's Royal Rumble. So number one is going to be Sami Zayn. Sami would obviously be a perfect number one. As he is, everybody is out to get him. Conspiracy theories, every which way he wants to throw them. So perfect number one would be Sami. And I think a perfect number two, just since they're having a little feud right now, is Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville, you know him. He does anything. And I think he would be like, you know what? Sami wants to go number one and Sami thinks he's better than me. Let me go at number two. I'll last the whole way through because I'm just crazy like that. I don't know. But I think those two will be number two. They have a rivalry. Number 30, I'm not going to announce it yet. So let me go to the legends I think will be in it. The first legend I think will be in it is X-Pac. I think X-Pac is one of those legends that hasn't really done any in-ring kind of things as regarding to like a Rumble or like Rumble or WrestleMania. Like, he hasn't done anything in ring. So I feel like, what a perfect way to just throw a legend that hasn't done anything yet, than just to put X-Pac in the match. What else legends do I have on here? Is he the only legend? I guess he is the only legend that I put on here. I thought I put another one. But moving on to the NXT talent, I think Grayson Waller will be in this Rumble. I feel like he's just had a great showing as of recently with his rivalry with AJ Styles on NXT. And I think to continue, because right now I have Styles going in at 17 and Waller going in at 19. It would be great to see them just finally possibly end their feud right there. But in the way I'm doing it, which will come later, their rivalry isn't over just yet. And the next NXT person, similar to what I said about Raquel Gonzalez, making his debut in the Rumble is going to be Tommaso Ciampa. I think it's time for Ciampa to move up. I mean, he's done everything he can. He's been NXT champion. He was a two-time and held a really long title reign with the NXT championship. And he's just, I feel like he's ran his course in NXT. There's nothing left for him to do, and I feel like it would kind of be pointless to keep him in there. And then we move on to the number 30 slot, and I think it is going to be the return of the Demon Finn Balor. We haven't seen the Demon Balor since Extreme Rules last year. And we haven't really seen Finn Balor as recently. I feel like he just disappeared from TV, whatever happened to him. But I think Demon Finn Balor would do great number 30. It would get the fans on their feet to see the Demon back, and especially in the Rumble. We've never seen the Demon in the Rumble. We've seen Balor in the Rumble, but not the Demon. Now we move on to the statistics. We have the most eliminations. I think it's going to be Omos, obviously. I think he'll eliminate 10 people. So 10 eliminations. The longest time, I think, will be Drew McIntyre. This is just random, 37 minutes. I think that's like, he lasts long, but then he's not Final Four. So yeah, that's just, because right now I have him going in at number... Where is he? I have him going in at number 6. So yeah. So we have our final four. We have AJ Styles, Demon Balor, Kevin Owens, and Tommaso Ciampa. Now, I think, to move it on to a final three, I think Kevin Owens will eliminate Tommaso Ciampa. I think this will set up a rivalry for Ciampa and Kevin Owens leading up to WrestleMania. So yeah, that's the only reason I had him eliminate him. And Ciampa's new guys. I feel like they're not gonna make it to the final two. But I think he would be a great final four participant. Final three, we have Styles, Kevin Owens, and Balor. And I think this is where the storyline with Grayson Waller and AJ Styles continue, because Grayson Waller is going to cheat AJ Styles out of the Elimination Chamber and eliminate him from the match, which is going to continue the feud between them two. Then we have our final two. We have Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Demon Finn Balor will eliminate Kevin Owens from the match. And then the Demon will pick Brock Lesnar. We've seen Brock Lesnar take on Finn Balor, but that was Finn Balor. We've never seen Brock take on the Demon. So I think that's a match made. The Beast versus the Demon. It's going to be a awesome main event if that happens. But also, I heard they're doing a little unification probably for WrestleMania. So it's just, there's so much stuff happening. Obviously it's WrestleMania season, but that was my predictions for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I will be doing a video later on, as the weeks follow, with my predictions for the entrance. I have them all written down. But like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, champs.